Hello, I'm Herman from the Zener development team. This is a demonstration of the Zener command line interface, or CLI. I've installed Zener on 3 VMs, 2 running Ubuntu and 1 running CentOS. These are called Alice, Bob, and Charlie. I will show the Zener command with the help option, which lists the available commands. We'll try the first one called Zener show. This will show us all the resources available in the backend. We want to be a little bit more specific, so we'll just ask for the nodes, and that will show us the 3 nodes, Alice, Bob, and Charlie. I want to set up a simple example, so we'll make a HTTP server. We'll use the Python module for this called http.server. We'll serve on port 6000, some static hello world message. I'd like to curl this from the other machine called Charlie. However, I don't know the IP of Bob, but we can find this using Zener. So I'll do Zener show node with name Bob, and it will give us the information Zener knows about Bob. There's a lot of different information here, like rules, some attributes, some more info. The important thing is this IP address. So we will copy this, and I will try to curl it. So curl this IP, port 6000, and we can get through. This is because by default, Zener is in enforce off mode. It doesn't enforce, so the rules will not drop any traffic. We can of course change this. Let's watch the curl command so we see when something changes. And go back to the Alice machine. Let's now do Zener enforce Bob. That's the name. Name Bob. It will ask us, do you want to enforce rules on Bob? We'll say yes. This means we will drop traffic. I can show Bob again. Zener show node name Bob. It will show that enforce is now on, and as we can see here, the connection is refused. This is because the local IP tables firewall on Bob is now blocking this traffic. We can of course allow this traffic by creating a rule. So we'll try to do this all in one long command. Let's Zener create rule. Sources for the rule will be, let's just do the specific IP of Charlie. So IP 192.168.196, that's IPv4. And for destinations, we'll do the IP of Bob, which we remember was 192.168.195 IPv4. And the traffic which we want to allow is port 6000 TCP, and that should be enough to create the rule. We'll say yes, we want this rule created. This will show us the information about the rule. Let's show the node Bob again. We can see that Bob now has this new rule, allow this traffic, and we see down here that the requests are going through again. If we want to clean up after ourselves, we can do Zener delete rule. It will ask us, do we want to delete the SSH rule? No. The Zener rule? No. The CFEngine rule? No. This custom rule that we created? Yes, we'll delete this. And again, very shortly, this will be refused, as we see down here. And for the node Bob, the rule is no longer there. One interesting thing to note is if we go back and create this rule, and then we can look at one of the other nodes. name Alice. Alice will not have this rule. And we didn't specify that this rule was for Bob, but Zener understood that the IP that we gave was only for Bob, and so this rule is never sent to Alice and never enforced on Alice.